And welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are about to venture into our second segment for the morning, the third annual Light Our Hearts Rally, I Am the Missing Piece. Now, in with us to talk to us about it is Shakera Young, who is actually the founder of the Tyler Savery Foundation, and Stephanie Vellos, who is a participant. Lady, it is so nice to see you. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Strength is just something that could resonate for a lot of people. And then again, for a lot of people, they're not able to find it. You have found it. As a participant, you are there with it. Let's talk to us about the feeling so far, and I am the missing piece.
Well, this year, the theme is I am the missing piece, as you could see.
Yes.
What I'm trying to get out of this is for the women or for anybody who attends to see how they are the missing piece. And if you notice, I put P-E-A-C-E.
Yes.
That is because each of us plays a role when it comes to bringing peace into our community, when it comes to bringing peace into our homes, into the schools, into our country itself. And so this rally here is mainly focused on that. It's more focused on having the women find themselves. Because, and from personal experience, I know that when I went through my grief, my time of grieving, it was something very difficult for me. Though I was strong, I was still weak to a certain point because the support I had was minimum. You know, all I had was basically my family. Yes, everybody was saying I'm praying for you and everything, but then it still doesn't fill that gap that. And you're not getting the answers like, is this normal? Is it normal for me to not eat? Is it normal for me to just not be sleeping? Is it normal for me to always feel this way, or what happens? Is it normal for me to just be up and don't want to go sleep, or what should I expect? I had nobody to say this is normal.
Yeah.
And so moving on into the strengthening process where I allowed God to strengthen me. A lot of women are not at that place where they are still actually blaming God for what is happening to them. Like, how could God love me and then this happens? And so this rally now is focused to empower them, for them to educate them, and for them to actually find themselves. So that is why we are at this theme this year, I Am the Missing Piece.
Before we continue on, I want to, because it's very important, even for folks who have got their family as the threshold, as the strong point, they still need to find God. So at this point, I would like for you to venture off into how the importance of finding inner peace and finding God.
For me, I will be honest, when this happened, I always used to tell people that I was already going to church, but I wasn't at that place where I am now. All I know is that everything inside of me made me say, I know that there is a God, and I know that you allow things to happen. I can never understand it, but my prayer to him wasn't as simple as it was. I said, God, I know that you are real. I know that you have angels that take charge over us and protect us. And so I understand now that you allowed this to happen. You could have stopped it. You could have allowed that gun to jam. You could have done many things to not let it happen, but you allowed it for a reason. And so my prayer to him was, God, show me and strengthen me. You know, don't let me go through this just for going through its sake. Bring me through it so I could help others. And that was my prayer to him at the beginning. And daily, I would pray that same thing over and over. Please. And I used to tell her, just like, God, no make I go through this for nothing. No make I go through this for nothing. And there were times when I couldn't speak, when I couldn't pray, when all I did was cry. And I had a diary that I kept. And so I just wrote. Every time I got angry, I would write. I am mad right now, God, and this is how I feel, and why did you allow this to happen? And then eventually the writing changed because the peace that I was praying for started to come. And so the writing started that I am angry. Why is he not coming back? I understand he's not coming back. But show me now what I am to do. show me how I could help others, show me how I could make this something good that you are glorified out of it. So that was my season of learning.
And the area that you identified, and I think it is, we've had so many family members and mothers lose their children. When you talk about every single homicide in this country, that's how many mothers have lost their children. And so you decided to turn it into what is now the Tyler Savery Foundation, and you work with people who've lost their loved ones.
Yes.
What has this experience been like? And I want to bring Stephanie into the conversation as well. What is the experience like coming together and talking about loss, but not in just drowning in the tears, but in creating something out of it?
I think when me and Steph first started to talk, it was more emotional for both of us because she was sharing with me what she was going through and stuff like that. And so we shared songs. I shared songs with her that she could listen to. I gave her, little motivation. And I think that in itself, I just gave her what she needed and God did the rest.
Yeah. And Stephanie?
She definitely supported me when I needed it.
Yeah.
She's right when she says, the only people we have really is family. And no one reached out but family. She then, she helped me move in a positive place.
Yeah.
She was the only one. I said, maybe it's because the loss of her child brought her closer to God, but the process for me moved faster when she intervened. I felt alone because, our family have to go to work and whatnot. They have their lives to move on with.
Yeah.
But she took it out of her special time to check up on me, how I was doing, what did I do for the day. If I was feeling down, she would send me a nice song to try and motivate me, and she really helped me.
And the foundation has moved towards including the public as well. And that's where I want to get to the rally. A lot of times we have all this outrage over crime.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, as much as you could rail up on Facebook and make hashtags, it takes more than that. Yeah. How have you found the support so far when you go out into the public and you want to start a peaceful organization for people to find comfort once again after such loss in their life?
This weekend, it was a bit different because I normally just use the media.
Yeah.
This weekend, so I'm a bit brown. I took the streets. I went into the area. We went into Conchal Bay area. We went into Ghost Town. We went into St. Martin's area and stuff like that. And we gave out flyers. But while giving out the flyer, we had conversations.
Yeah.
And so people shared their views on it as to how they feel. And they're like, Miss, why nobody remembers us? Why nobody comes out and reach out to us? Do they not see that we're humans? And they're like, I said, Mom, so what is it do for we? What will this rally do? I said to the young lady, all I want to do is to bring you guys together so that I could then separate the sheep from the goats and identify your needs. I don't want to say that I am going to do this when I know that financially this is where the foundation stands. I don't want to give broken promises. So what I did was I said, I want you guys together so I could identify your need. You could have a need in this area and then he could have a need in that area. I cannot place everybody together because your needs are different. And so that's what I am trying to do. Get everybody together first, have them give their contact information and everything, because at the rally I am going to allow them to be able to sign up for a support group that the Tyler Savery Foundation is opening, Beauty for Ashes. This support group will be online, and we're going to try to meet at least once a month. Why online is because I realize that other women from different districts are interested, and they're not able to get the support either. So what I'm going to do is, and what we've decided to do is to do it online, meet at least once a week,
Yeah.
talk, you know, and if they need any help or anything, we have an in-house counselor who is going to assist us with them. But at the same time, I want to every time travel. So maybe this month we meet in Belize City, next month we take it to Dangriga, next
Yeah.
month we take it to Orange Walk, just that everybody gets a feel.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's so understated what you do, because the healing process is essential, and the healing process sometimes mitigates the retaliation that we hear about so much. Your flyer, and I saw it when I got it in my email, it's so powerful. That missing piece in your heart, you know, loss is with you forever.
Yeah.
And I want to ask, you know, I know it's always raw when you talk about it. You were telling me how you're looking forward. You know, you always think how tall Tyler was going to be. I'm sure the thoughts of your loved ones are always there. How do you not allow it to become, for the pain to turn back into anger? Or when you, start with that.
I think I could speak for me. I'll give Steph a chance to but for me, what I could just say is one word: God.
Yeah.
Because when I feel myself going back to that place, and the tears would come because I'm human, and I would cry and I said, God, don't take me back to that place, because what it does sometimes and what the memory does is that it takes you back to that moment at your weakest, and then what I believe that Satan is trying to do is to bring you back down. And so I said, God, not carry me back to that place, because I can't allow myself to go back, because who then will help all the others who are waiting for somebody? Everybody's waiting for somebody. So that is that I just rely on God.
And for you, Stephanie?
For me personally, it's my kids. They keep me sane, they keep me patient, hopeful that, you know, eventually all the violence in our country will hopefully stop one day. There was one time when I could send my kids to the store, to the park without worrying. Now I can't do that. Now my kids have to stay inside and play. It's not good for them. I watch my son gaining weight, because when I was younger, we could go outside and play, but outside, no part of Belize is safe. I don't care what anyone says. I know the police are trying to do their job, but to me personally, we also have our own position in trying to keep peace. We can't just put everything on the police and the community.
Of course not.
Everyone has their own part to play. We have many people in our community that knows about who did what, but can't go forward. Because once again, police can't protect everyone.
Or they choose not to come forward.
It's a choice. But at the end of the day, it affects everyone, not just the person that got shot, not just the person who saw it. It affects everyone in the community.
Or sense of security, everything. You know, the rally that you're hosting, and again going back to the theme of it, I am the missing piece. It's for people who've been affected by violence, but also people who want to make a stand against the violence of the country. How do you give us a preview of the message, is how you speak to people and let them know that they can be a part of the solution? You're right. We can't always rely on just one entity to fix the problem.
I think for me, I always speak from personal experience, and I always give people my example. One, what I do is, a lot of time people believe that poverty keeps them in bondage, that because they are poor, because of where they come from, they're not able to do anything, because that is how society has it, that, oh, because you're from this area, you're supposed to remain in that area, and that is what all you are good for. And so what I try to do is to show them where I came from, show them where I was living, show them what I used to do, and I have them relate, because people always said, how you could tell me you know where I feel if you're not gone through it? And so I motivate them by showing them I was the girl that lived in the house that basically I could have sit through it, you know, but I came out of it. I showed them where I had a child from I was a young age, but I still made something of myself. And I showed them where, yes, I didn't finish school because I had a child, because I had other responsibilities. I made decisions when it comes to family and ensuring that that is provided for than going to school. But I still ensured that I used that for them to see that it is possible for you to come out. And so everything I do, I put myself there so they could see that, hey, you might think that it's not possible. I am in front of you saying it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it comes to mind. And I'm passionate about it simply because I've got kids. I've got my beautiful girls. I mean, like, really. And I feel blessed by it. But one of the things that I wanted to know, especially from you, Steph, is that, you know, losing a loved one, what does it do to your parental skills? What does it allows you to want to hold them there, knowing that in order for them to grow, you need to have them expanded. You need to let them go. What does it do? And the reason why I'm asking this is because there are a lot of people watching it who suffers just like you and just like me, but they don't know what to do or how to eventually just move on in taking the kids out. What does it do for you?
Well, honestly, for me, it wasn't easy. It was a struggle, but like I mentioned before, without support, I'm not sure where exactly I'd be. In terms of having my kids go out with me letting go a little, it takes a process. It's a little by a little. I'm not just gonna let my son go out and not care. You still have that feeling, maybe something bad is gonna happen, I have to check on them. That's natural being a parent. Now, when you're affected with the gun violence in your community, it goes to another level. Now we have, if you have loved ones like I do, if I wasn't able to check on them, my loved ones would. They aren't allowed to go anywhere without one of us with them, and that's an adult that I can trust. So
Yeah.
I can't let go as yet. Maybe it will take a little time more, but eventually it will happen.
Yeah. So talk to me about how many people have joined the foundation and what your plans. So and we've got to get into the rally very quickly too. So,
Well,
the growth of the foundation.
the growth has been, what can I say? It's been very heartwarming. For me, I take everything personal when it comes to what I do, because what I say could either make or break that person. And so I have to, one, discern the type of person I'm dealing with, evaluate where they are at when it comes to their emotion, when it comes to their mind, you know, because a lot of women become suicidal, and I was one of them. I became suicidal. I tried killing myself, but God. And I have to evaluate it. So we have right now on board, I think I have about almost 20 or more that I dialogue with, that I talk to, that when they need the help, they could always just send me a message. It doesn't matter what time or call, and I would make myself available. And so that is where we're at right now with the growth, with just us as a little group, as a support team amongst each other. Most of them don't know each other because we're not at that place yet.
We're coming together. Yeah.
So it's just me basically reaching out to them through the foundation, through personal conversations and stuff like that. But we are growing, and you know, we have, like I said, that's 20 ads. So immediately I put them right into the Beautiful Ashes support group, that they know that you are a part. So come Saturday, they will be able to officially register for it. And then we will issue shirts when we meet up along the way.
So Saturday is the rally. Tell me
Yes.
the details of the rally.
Well, we are supposed to start off at 5 o'clock. Stephanie here, she's going to be there with me, supporting me however she could, because there's only one of me, you know, and she's willingly offered to do that. And she herself was a victim of gun violence because she was shot while her husband was shot and killed as well. So they both suffered. And so I often tell her, I don't know what was your feeling when you had to lay in that bed hearing that my husband is dead. And so I have a level of respect for her, because just as I lost Tyler's dad to gun violence as well. So that was a season for me in 2014. And then 2 years after, I lost Tyler. So, you know, I would wonder, normal people would be like, God. But yeah, so the rally, we're going to do that. We have guest speakers that will be there Saturday. We have Pastor Wade. I've always asked people, what is it like to sit behind a camera or sit behind a mic interviewing a mother that is wailing, screaming? You're looking at the kids crying. What is it like? What is it like to go on that scene and see that lifeless body there? What is it like to see the blood stain? And he's going to bring a bigger picture on that, to say what it's really like. And also, he's going to be sharing on his view of what the men can do to bring a change. Because I know that men will come out to support their wives or girlfriends or their moms. And so we need to have somebody interjecting for the males. And so he will do that. And then we have Miss Yolanda Welch. She's from Rafa Hope Center. She is a Christian counselor. And so she's going to be touching points about grieving, healthy ways of grieving, unhealthy ways of grieving, what you should expect, what you should not expect, you know, what is normal, what isn't. She's going to be touching on that. Everything is going to be very compact, because we don't want to have them out late. And then we are going to have Pastor Natalie Boeing as well. She's going to be touching also on the spiritual aspect of it, of the grieving process. And she's going to be speaking to them about how they can be a part of the missing piece, what they can do.
So it's a call to action.
Yes.
It is a call to action. It starts at 5 o'clock at the Memorial Park. And as you said, there is a support group that is in formation. Beauty from Ashes? Beauty for Ashes. Beauty for Ashes. And we really hope that people come out and show their support. I have one final question, just I know you want people to come to the activity and to hear the speakers and the message, but how can people support the foundation as well?
They could support through Heritage Bank. I don't have, it's a very long account number. I don't have it on hand, but they could contact me at 633-0820. I could pass that information over to them. If they choose to want to actually come out and be a volunteer for the night, I would also appreciate that. They could also contact me. And what I would like for people to do is to look at a broader picture when actually contributing to something like this. Because my thing is, if I impact a mom, if I impact the mom, then I will change the child. So yes, I will change the household. And so we know that women are very influential to the men as well. And so my thing right now is to target the women, change them, impact them so that they could bring the change that we need.
Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you sharing the work that you've been putting into the foundation and the collaboration that you've done. Once again, the I Am the Missing Piece rally takes place on Saturday at 5 p.m. at the Memorial Park in Belize City. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be getting a sneak preview of the upcoming Eco Kids Summer Camp 2019, courtesy of the Lodge of Chalk Creek. Stay tuned.